believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadakuddin and I have had disagreement, but his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Assalamu alaikum, sisters and brothers. This is my Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, breaking 7 seals. Well, it speaks for itself, brothers and sisters. But I'm going to have a short presentation here because time is running out. I mean, it's fast. And so, part of my mission is to expose this clown here. He exposed himself just now. We say, well, how come people can't see it? And I try to explain. I try to explain the complexities of the reality. I try to tell you the difference between pressure, quantity, and the quality, and the forms of pressure. Pressure takes different, like the quality of it, right? But pressure itself is just energy. So energy takes many forms. Energy is motion. Compressed motion, right? You turn into pressure. You stress motion, and you turn into tension. Tension is the opposite of pressure. Right? And that gets back into wavelengths and frequencies because that's the way energy manifests itself in waves. You know, pressure comes in waves. See? You know, a current, that's pressure. That's a wave. Got to bring all these things together, right? But I'm speaking to the future. Because no one here understands any of this. It says, Son of Man will walk alone. The same thing, many things about Son of Man. He would be put to death. He'd be homeless. He'd be made to eat shit. And these clowns out here, they're talking this crap. That's why they don't understand. They don't understand what's about to happen to them. They don't understand. It's not out of emotionalism. It's the same concept as stepping on roaches. It may not be emotional content, but you don't want the roaches in your house. Let me move on, brothers and sisters. But he said, first starts out, our nation. I thought he's supposed to represent the Nation of Islam. See, these things are so simple. That's the hardest part of my mission. It's like you send, say I speak Arabic, which I don't, and you send me to Spain. Right, now I gotta go in Spain with a message that I don't speak Spanish. I know nobody's gonna understand what I'm talking about. I got to deliver the message to them. I don't understand. That's what this is like. The message has to be delivered. I know they won't understand it until something happens and therefore speak Arabic. And then, oh, now I see now. Well, now I understand. I comprendo now. That's what it's like, brother and sister. Because it says it's not going to happen until the four winds blow. It's not going to happen to them until then. So people say, yeah, no. Because if it did, the actual would represent the fact that they understood. If I tell you there's a fire in the building and you're still laying there, or you talking, or you looking around, or you still playing on your computer, or you still whatever, you don't see no fire in that building. You don't get it. I'm not speaking your language. I'm saying fire, man. I'm saying fire in Arabic, and you speak Spanish. I'm saying fire. I'm as loud as I can, and you don't understand. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I said, fumo. I think they say Spanish. Right? Yeah, I think it's fumo, something like that. That's what it's like, brothers and sisters. Say he was somewhat frustrated because he looked around. He couldn't. He looked around, and there was no one to help. And you say, well, why is that? Devil's done a great job. Because if there was those that understood that fire was in here, they'd beat me out the exit door. They'd beat me out the exit door. I would have to pull them. We had to push them. No pushmobiles, no pullmobiles, right? They was right stand on my side while they beat me out the door. More fired up than me. Getting out of there. That's the way it is. We're talking about more than just a fire. We're talking about explosion. Fire and explosion. This world is exploding. It's right before your eyes. So you say, hey, don't you see that firestorm coming? What fire? Well, they're still standing because they just can't see. They're like a deer standing in staring there, hit a truck coming. He's staring at his lights to hit them. That's what it would be. They'd be laughing and joking and having fun. And hell is raging all around. They won't even notice it until it just finally burns them up. Anyway, but I'm delivering a message because nobody can say, well, I didn't see because nobody told me. I didn't see because nobody said no. Can't say that. Now, he said, oh, now see, he's on a certain wavelength of frequency. I've been talking about that lately. We all operate on a wavelength of frequency because that's the way energy manifests itself. See, wavelengths of frequency. It's like we get a wave problem every 50 years. That's a wave. What's the frequency? 50 years. That's a wave and frequency. What's the wavelength? Wavelength for our purpose is the surface area of the Earth. It's how big the waves will cover the whole Earth. It tells you. I mean, it says so many things in the Quran, but you don't know how to translate it to mathematics. But it tells you there's a wave going to hit it, and the wave says what mentioned heavens and earth going to cover the Earth. That means it's going to be the size of the surface of the Earth. It's going to be absorbed by the Earth. There's a wave coming, hit the Earth, boom, and we're going to absorb it, and it's going to convert it to a form we can use. It's coming from the heavens. It's a wave. And the frequency is every 50 years. They won't tell you that much. I'm telling you, in fact, I show you, it's every 50 years. Approximately every 50 years. Everything's, they tell your brain is waves, So energy manifests itself in form of waves. You know, I keep going deeper and deeper into this. And sometimes I say, well, what's the point? I mean, I teach you add subtraction. Why do you teach them math multiplication? They don't know math abstraction yet. Well, got to put it out there because I'm going on vacation and they're going to be here and they have to catch up with it. See, because they have to catch up with this during tribulation. I won't be there. They will. So they ain't getting it now. Get it then because they can't tell me to get it now because their actions would manifest. Their actions. You can't. I don't speak English. I speak actionless. Nobody's getting it. And see, he said us. He's speaking on a certain wavelength frequency because he is his nature's on like Adam. His wavelength frequency is mission shed blood. That's the frequency he was created in. See? And so everything he does is going to be a reflection of that. He can't go beyond the frequency of wavelength. Okay? So therefore, his world, he's a ruling, his world would be a world on that wavelength frequency. That's how, he couldn't be successful in it. He can't be successful, right? A polar bear would not be successful in the winter, in the spring, and in the summer. So it has to be in that way for him to be successful. But that people on other wavelength frequency would not be successful. They'd be oppressed. If he's ruling, that means he has the highest wavelength frequency. Everybody's lower. It means he has higher pressure because the more energy you have, the more wavelength frequency. That depends on if you have a limit, then you can't go any further than that. Then you just have more energy, but your wavelength and frequency doesn't change. Your amplitude changes. Your wavelength frequency doesn't change. Right? It won't get better. That's your limit. Your limit third floor, you can't give. You go down to second floor. But discipline is what is keeping your wavelength frequency on that level. Then you lose discipline, then you start descending. And of course, energy deprivation was on a lower wavelength frequency. So therefore, they had a higher pressure, right? Wavelength frequency, the wave frequency was strong now, so they oppressed us. They oppressed us. I mean, that's what they'll do. We'll be oppressed. No matter what they do, we'll still be oppressed. Is they oppressed? Because whatever they do, even if they try to treat us nicely, it's still been oppressive for us. It's nice for us, nice for them. It's way the wavelength. Oh man, here's a dog. I'm gonna give you a dog. Here's a bunch of dogs, right? And here's some pork chops. Because they won't give us what if they give us what they have, it's oppressive to us. It's our nature. So no matter what they do, they'll be oppressive to us. Because they're on a different, when you look at it from that point of view, brother, you see, brothers and sisters, whatever they do, even if they was able to do, it still would have been oppressive to us. No matter what they did, it'd been oppressive to us because they're on a high wavelength frequency than we were. So it'd been oppressive to us. Okay? And it would be a problem for them because, right, we'd be resisting. Even though we submitted, we still will be in resistance to that. It'd be internal resistance, but still be resistance. What do I mean by internal resistance? That means you keep it in, right? But you're still acting, right? You're acting like they act like you're not doing a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you so sad all the time? But you can hold it in. See? But you're not. So either way, I'm just giving you another way of looking at it. See? That's what it would be. Just I'm trying to show you how things will get down to. I told you about pressure, seasons. Now I'm getting deeper into it, to waves and frequency. And that gets to how what he's saying, because that tells you what he's saying. This is what he's saying, and you tell what wave and frequency on. Because he said, I lack this wavelength frequency. I lack this wavelength frequency. That's what he's telling you. I lack it. I don't say anything happened to it. So we understand from that level, you see exactly what he's saying. Say, I like this way. That means he's a part of this world. Because if he wasn't a part of this world, he would be trying to save this world. How complicated can it be? So he's saying he wants to save this world. So he's on the same wavelength frequency. That means he's a devil. If the devil's a ruler, he's a devil. Because that's what he's saying. He don't realize he's saying it. But what he's saying makes sense to him, because that's a wavelength frequency. This whole world makes sense to him, this wavelength frequency, because he's in sync with it. See? But when it comes to you, see, now we're not in sync with it. So he's wondering, how come you ain't in sync with this world? How can you sync? That's what I'm saying. How can you in sync with it? That's what people be saying to people that's not in sync with somebody else. Why are you not in sync to it? What's wrong with y'all? Because you got they collide with each other, two different frequencies. See, he's a strong than ours, so he's oppressing it, he's condemning it. What's wrong with you? So listen, and just look at this for a second. See, now this is Father right here. Now we know the devil's. This Adam's world. This is Adam's world. It's his wavelength frequency. It's his world. See? So therefore, his father had to be of this world. With that, this father, you can't see the resemblance. That's his father there. He's a devil, black-faced devil. Let's go and look. Let's look what I was just telling you just now. Hold on.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother.
Both sides.
Wake us up here, Papa.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right. That's right.
We owned buildings.
That's right.
We owned farmland.
That's right.
We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Let's consider this for a minute, brothers and sisters. Now, if you're in a lower frequency, if you're the same frequency, you're going to be successful in this world. Because you're in sync with it. You're in the same weighted frequency. But if you're in a lesser one, you're not going to be successful in this world. You're not going to do as well because you're in a lower frequency. See, you're out of touch with it. You're going to be oppressed by this world. So you ain't going to particularly like this world. See? You're not going to be successful in it. Because you're on a lower frequency, you operate on a lower frequency wavelength. That's what he's saying. See? Because he's part of this world. So he likes it here. But you, look at y'all ain't doing nothing. How y'all ain't up me? You're like me. You're on a lower frequency. And you're not doing so well. I'm trying to, it's all mathematics, brothers. I'm trying to give you more ways to look at this thing. In fact, a deeper way to look at it. When you understand free, you see right away, boom, you see exactly what he's saying here. It tells you right away, you operate on a lower frequency and he don't like it. He's condemning you. He's oppressing you. Look, he wants to hurt you. You haven't done anything to him. He didn't say you beat him up, you shot him. Just Don't like the fact he's oppressing you. In fact, he wants you dead. Because he don't like your frequency, your wavelength. See? Because interfering with his cause static for his. Because you got two different frequency wavelengths, right? They conflict with each other. See? So he has the power because he has a strong wavelength and frequency. So, hey, what's wrong? I want to reach our ass. You get to come to my frequency. That's what he's saying. You understand it? In that terms, if you can understand frequency right way, what you heard, you know exactly who he is, exactly who he's talking to. That's it, Jordan. See, I explained to you that way. I give you the mathematics before. I was just telling you, well, he was just a general way. He says, I'm our country with. I thought you were supposed to represent Islam. Look at it from a frequency. Right? And then, oh, wow. Well, why he don't like the Muslim? If you look at it from the mathematical point of view, strictly mathematical, it's even clearer. Even clearer. He got to add the ones on his wave frequency. He loved them, not happen to them, because it's happened to him too. But if you are a lower wave frequency, he down on you. He wants you dead. He wants you out of here because you're messing up his reality, because you put static in his reality. Oh, brothers and sisters.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Goes without saying, brothers and sisters, no one ever stepped up. That tells you everything you need to know right there, because if that's what they claim, how come they have to get the $5,000? Win-win for them. I don't pay up, they show them a fraud, right? No challenge. Let's move on. Okay, let's talk about a few things, brothers and sisters. I'm just going to discuss some things. At this time frame right here, I'm not going to talk about it extensively in the next few presentations, so that's where we are right now. This is in the sixth seal now. This seal, maybe I'll go into that a little more, but not today. This seal released the sixth seal, the sixth seal released the first four seals. This seal is silence. Let me say this, Injil is a book. The book's been 2,000 years. It says sealed. Well, there's no physical key. Like a auditor's seal on it. It just says, how is it sealed? How is it sealed? It's sealed because it's written. It's written for the frequency that we need to be on to return home. Right? But it's still, but the people, remember, it's on that frequency. Anybody on the lower frequency won't get it, won't understand it. So they're gonna see it. They're gonna see it based on the frequency they're in. That's where it's sealed, because it's just written on the frequency you need to get home. So you look at the same book right there. I didn't change the book. I'm reading the same book they was reading for 2,000 years. Right? But it was sealed to them because it was written on the frequency above them. They just want to take us home, so you had to be the frequency of the spring. It's the frequency of the spring. But they're winter people. So they can see it from a winter perspective. You understand? Hope you understand that, brother. Says maybe you do, maybe you don't. It's written for the spring. That's what I say. Suleiman was the first to rise among the dead ones. He's the first one to recognize the spring. They talk about someone that say he tastes the spring, see the spring come. Hey man, spring. He sees scripture, but the rest is still in the winter. With a frequency, wavelength, so they can't see it. It's still, even though I explain, it, still can't see it. They can hear it. They say, "Oh man, I think he's right." They still can't see it. Phycon can't see it. They can't see it because it's written on a frequency that's above them. Hold on, bro. Just a minute. I don't know what's going on. I got to get my allergy or something. I don't know. They're trying to get you to understand that. That's what's sealed. Look at Daniel, same thing. They can't see it. They only see it from their level, and that's where they see it. And so they're going to interpret it on their freaking wavelength that they're on. They see it that way. So they see everything from the winter perspective, from their perspective. See? Because they got the book. So they see it from their point of view. It's good for them. See? You understand what I'm saying? So they're the chosen ones. See? They're Israel. This is the promised land. See? Because they look at it as book. So the main characters, they assumed the main characters because they see from a winter point of view. Now spring is coming in, and they see the book from a spring point of view. You understand that? That's where we are. We're in there now. So, the war's on. It's on. Right now, people starting to figure it out. They says, oh, the guy threw a punch, and Iran blocked it. So now they getting ready to throw the next one. And that's what they're saying. They're saying, I was watching things, say, hey man, they trying to hide it. It says, stop people trying to expose it. They bring more firepower. They cocking that fist back, because they really got to hit it hard as they can. Bring more firepower over. Why they bring more firepower? The war's on. Who are brothers and sisters? Unfortunately, most of you are going to be in shock when it hits you. Brothers, what's this? Here, hold on for a second here. If somebody going to take my challenge. Somebody saying something here. Somebody want to ask a question? Of course, you can ask the question. You want to ask a question? Yeah. I mean, I'm answering. I'm here to answer. I'm here to give information, but someone wants to ask a question, so yeah, ask your question. Move on, brothers and sisters. Anyway, maybe you want to take that $5,000 challenge. Understand that. I'm going to say still that's because it's written for the frequency of the people that's moved for the spring, and they can't make it to the spring. The spring comes, all evidence of the winter's gone. Move on, brothers and sisters. Mention the covenant. Now I was watching this thing later today. Hey man, that Elijah Muhammad, the last messenger, when it says it clearly right there. It says it clearly. The same place they can tell you that Elijah Muhammad is a messenger. It says clearly there's a messenger of the covenant. I mean, it's clear. It says the messenger of the covenant will be somebody that comes to the messenger's temple. But no, he's the last messenger, see? So let him hold on to that. Well, let me say, no, let me get to that in a minute. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Right? They don't mess with the covenant. And therefore, they don't mess with the covenant either. So you know they're lying. That's one thing. You know they're lying. Well, how do you know they're lying? Why would they lie anyway? Because they feel the pressure of this high wavelength and frequency. Remember, the two collide. One's going to be one, but the more powerful one is going to pressure the other one. Of course, static on the other one. So the other one trying to maintain clarity, so they're lying, right? And you can see it's lying because it's static. Because it don't make no sense. Because look in there, they're saying stuff that don't make any sense. All that stuff they're saying makes no sense. Farrakhan, all you got to do is look up, read Exodus. Farrakhan, that stuff is clear. But it's not clear to them. To them, it's still static because they're on that wavelength frequency. Well, I guess they had a question. They want the question to be made public to everybody. I don't know. I ain't got time for that. Move on. Now, like I said, the Quran reveals all this, but you need to have to understand how things work to catch it. See here? Were it not for Allah repelling men by others, the earth would certainly be in a state of disorder. Well, that's pressure. They tell you it's pressure. Our reality is based on pressure. That's what that statement says. But if you don't understand pressure, they don't understand what that means. That's what it says. Colliding. If we're not for Allah repelling some men by others, that's what keeps it in check. By putting Adam out there, that keeps everything in check during this winter period. It's about pressure. That's the essence of pressure there, but you don't get it. I tell you, all this stuff is in the Quran, but you need to have to understand how things work to recognize it. It's a Quranic verse. Now, this one, I'm not sure how much I'm gonna spend up time on this, but this not the Mullah Muhammad translation. Is another one, and right, I don't speak Arabic, so I can't really comment, right? But the basic idea is there. Where reside this fleeting world alone? His version will say, this world's life. Whoever desired this fleeting world, I'm not sure where they got the alone there, we hasten it to where we please. Okay, wait a second. Where to hasten it? Let's see, let's get back in frequency wavelength again. Now see, as we rise up, we remember who's under them. So it was oppressing us. Right? Because they had high frequency wavelengths than we did. So now as we had to move past them, we had to come to equal with them. And that's what the last 50 years has been all about. Equality, equality, equality. See how things work? That's what, so we had to come in. But the point is that let me put it another way. I talk about culling. In the animal world, the lions serve a very powerful purpose. In fact, they've actually helped the zebras. They actually helped the zebras because when they chase after zebras, the weakest of these zebras are in the back. The oldest one, the weakest one, maybe the sick ones, whatever, those ones they catch. So they keep the herd strong and powerful because they keep taking down the weak ones. So the weak ones can't put their sperm, can't pop, reproduce. And so the stronger ones is to keep the ones that keep producing. So the herd keeps staying strong. So they're actually doing a favor. That's called culling. Culling. Well, the same thing happens with us. That's why you get the scriptures. Those accept the scriptures, right? There's when they call it believers, right? And they move to the next level. They move from second floor to third floor. The ones that don't, they stay on the second floor and get lost. They can't move on because you got to keep moving up. It's because if we don't do that and we move to the third floor, that means the people on the second floor, we dragging them with them. We dragging them up with us. That means he'll slow everybody down. We got to keep dragging them because they stuck on I call it gravitational vortex. They stuck on the second floor. So we're always going to be dragging all the time. It's going to slow everybody down, and we always got to take care of them, explain things to them. Because you know what I'm saying? That's why we do it, because to keep our nation strong, healthy, and moving forward, moving upward. Now, as we move up, what happens is that you get some people that can move up to the third floor, but they get so involved in the second floor, they like the second floor. That's why it says there. Now, these people, they can move up. They get the reward of the sacrifice to be on the second floor. But they can move up. But they say, well, I like the second floor better. No, the one with the third floor, they got the reward because they move. We go to the hard cost, so we get reward to move to the next floor, right? But what if you want to stay on that level? Well, you still pay the price of the hard cost, you still got to get reward. So but you don't want the reward to go to the third floor, we still get your reward. So you get the second floor. That's what it says there. If he loves for life, he hates it to you. So we got some people says, hey man, I like it here. They can move up, but they choose to stay. That's why it says it hasten to them. Here it don't do that. Yes, it does. We hasten it to them. The Muhammad is clear on that point. Hasten it to them. Okay? But then the next one said, whoever desires to hereafter and strives for it accordingly, right? You want to move up to the third floor, right? Then you get it. You get your reward on the third floor. If you say, hey, I want to stay, then you get your reward on the second floor. But then you perish. You understand the math there, brother and sister? So we have people like that. Like Ishmael, for instance. He's original. He's not a demon. They choose to be here on the second floor. The rest of the people probably demons. They choose, hey, I want, okay. So he gets it. He got a little fame. He's charging all this stuff, right? But he gets it. They haste it to him. But there's nothing for him but hell because he won't make it to the third floor. When you understand this thing, they understand why they're saying what they're saying there. Come on, brothers and sisters. And we got people like that. Here's another point. I'm just cut up some points. See, we got people like that say, okay, they choose this world life instead. They don't have faith. I don't believe the third floor. That may be the reason they don't believe the third floor. I ain't taking no chance. I'm gonna get mine now. They get rewards. They're successful. See? Because they choose to stay on this wavelength. They choose to stay on this wavelength. They don't want to move to the next wave. They have enough energy to move to the next wave. They don't want to. And Farrakhan doesn't have enough energy to move to the next wavelength, but he's stuck on the second. And they like the second, so they cling to him. The same wavelength then. They can move to it, but they choose to stay on that same wavelength. They choose to be on that same wavelength. Another point here. Remember back in the 20s, see those guys on the right side, those are white people. Devils. But that was the big thing. They didn't let black actors and that stuff back there. So to portray black people, they have them. And they praise the clowns and mock us. Look at Al Jolson. He was a Jew. He was a big one back there. He was the Brad Pitt of the 20s, I guess you put it like that, right? Oh, he was big. But that was blackface what he did. Mock black people and everything else. And that's what he did. But then when TV and stuff came on, right? They like Amos and Andy. Those remember Amos? That was black people. That was white people. That was on that radio. And when it came to TV, he said, "Oh well, that ain't gonna work." So he found some real blackface. That's what you got on the left side here. So they don't need them anymore because they got those on the left side. See, they blackface. They're real blackface. The devils are blackface. They ain't us. They don't represent us. They don't represent me. I don't act like them. I don't want to act like them. They don't represent the way I act. If you look at them, I mean, look at them. If they know what's going on and they know the history, why they walk around with the devil's names? Because that is their names. It's like that movie in Django. Him and DiCaprio, they was brothers. They're the same daddy. So they got their father's names, and they're happy with that. Because if they were suppressed, and they first thing they do, the mass ain't looking, they run the hell out of there, get away from the mass as fast as they can. But these guys, man, they run close to the mass. Man, get him, mass. Man, can I get a promotion? See? Deep in your house. Oh, come on, set me, master. Just, tell me like the rest of your white children. Integration. I want civil rights. I want to be just treated like the rest of your white children. You get it? Why in the hell would they be walking around with the devil's name? Because that is their names. They're the new blackface. They're the real deal. They're the real deal. You don't have to put the fake ones out no more. You got the real ones. That's why it says the demons is our hidden enemy. They're worse than the devils. Because you can see the wolves coming. They see the wolves coming, run. Sheep run. When a wolf comes in sheep clothing, they don't run. And then they get eaten and don't realize that was a damn wolf until they've been turned to sheep shit. Hidden enemy. Because they're devils in black skin. That's a new black face. So don't need the old ones anymore. Them. What's the example they said? Call me free man. See? Call me Washington. Really? Really? Why? Because that's their names. They're Washington's children. They're devil's children. The hidden enemy. Some more brothers and sisters. Just put these concepts out, because this is part of all this frequency. See, there they go again. See? Look at them. Look at them. They're all devils. Demons, blackface. Yeah. They go out there, they're successful because they're on the same wavelength. See, remember, there's three categories here. The devil's successful on this wavelength frequency, right? Remember, the last 50 years, we came up to the same wave. We was lower. We've been moving up since 1860s. Higher wavelength frequency. We got the same level they were in the last 50 years. Same level they were in the last 50 years, right? So that means at that point you got three levels. Right there. You got demons. That was it. Remember, they're in tune with this frequency, so they're successful. Demons, they're successful because they're in tune with this frequency. Right? Two. Then you got The original people that says, I like this frequency. They're successful. Now, you got this other character class, that's the ones with Elijah. See? And they was successful for a while. Right? Not successful as them, but they were successful for a while. And he said, no, we can't have that because they can move up and we can't. They moved to the next, they can move to the third floor. They were successful on the second floor too. So we can't stop that. See? And so that's why it says somebody come in. Because remember, wave of frequency depends also on your discipline. Because God gave them discipline so they can get that. Without that discipline, remember, we still need discipline. Because a lot of us are still operating on a lower wave. We can be on this wavelength frequency, but we're on a lower one because we don't have the discipline. So we're acting, so he's still oppressing us, and we're still acting, but we can be. See, we're at the point where we can be on the same wave frequency they are. But a lot of us not. Because we don't have discipline, because they tell, oh man, you don't do, we party and everything else. Yes, Elijah Muhammad gave discipline, so therefore you came up and if you was with Elijah, you were successful like they were. Okay? So but the problem is that you came up from the first floor to the second floor, now you handling with them. But then they say, hey, this school can go to the third floor. We can't get the third floor. They get the third floor, man, they can be on top of us. You understand? They can. So, hey, we got to stop this because they can move to the third floor. And we can't. So we got to send somebody in there to make them happy with the second floor. That's where our comes in. Okay. The key is to make sure you don't have the discipline. That's what you need to move to the second floor, third floor. So he said, oh, Scientology, he's teaching all this bullshit. You understand? Do you get the point, brothers and sisters? See? So, because I keep saying, we can move ahead. You can move ahead of them, but you have to wait till the messenger comes for that. Because he left out in 75. So he's the one, but so he get a discipline, move to the next one. But they can't. They can't. Now I said another class, the ones that choose this world life, they can, but they say, oh, well, I like this. I'm gonna stick with Farrakhan. They're saying, maybe freak season on. I don't know if this makes sense to you or not, brothers and sisters. But it adds up. That's a choice for them. Like Ishmael, that's a choice. They can't, but they choose. I like this world. That's what. If you love this world life, that's why I'm putting these points together. Then you love this world's life. Then you get it. But you won't get anything to hereafter because you clinging to this life. You know what I'm saying? He said Allah will lift you. That means he will lift you. That means you can be lifted up. But you hold yourself down, not him. You can be lifted up, but you hold yourself down. And so we got that class of people. Now, some of them may be in that condition. I don't know. I don't care. But either way, they're still an enemy to our wavelength frequency. Because they represent this wavelength frequency, which is like a gravitational vortex holding you down. Because you look at them, hey man, I want to be like them. I'm like Jay-Z. They set examples. So they have an effect of keeping you locked into this frequency wavelength when you can't move to the next one. That's where Master Muhammad comes in, right? Because he's going to their power, the power they have to keep you, the attraction power they have to keep you on this wavelength. America hit so hard in a minute. The comedy hit so hard, right? The way American Dream, that's American Dream is the whole vision that you have that's keeping you on this wavelength and frequency. That's going to be shattered. And then, now, you want to stay on the second floor still? Or you want to move to the third floor? The second floor is pure hit. It's hot down here on the second floor now, man. They ain't doing too good down on the second floor right now, man. You get the point, sisters. You get ready to hit it hard. And then soon as I tell you, show you direction to the third floor. Because now you know, hey man, you don't like second floor anymore, but you don't know you don't know where to go. He said, hey, no, you go second floor, man. You go third floor. It's right there. Here's the engine. You go third floor. You get it? Am I making it simple, clear enough for you? That's what it said. He's going to shatter this second floor, going to rock it. That war's taking place, that war's going right there, and it's blowing up. That's what war in heaven. Rock, going to rock this whole reality. And all of a sudden, American dream ain't going to look, it's going to get hot on your second floor. I want to get off here, man. You ain't going to, see, you ain't going to be attracted to it anymore. But the dream is they can't. They get, man, we got to try to cool. See, their idea is cool it off. Let's try to cool it off. Got to cool it off. Their idea is they ain't try to cool it off. They can't go third floor. They have no choice. Some of you going to go along with it. Yeah, I'm okay, man. You sure we can cool this off? Yeah, man. Stick with me. I would say, man, then you got somebody say, no, man, get the hell out of here. Let's go to third floor. So here's the key to the third floor. Here's the door to the third floor. Get above all that shit. Let me make it clear enough for you, brothers and sisters. Move on. I tell you it's simple. Well, maybe it is. That's them. Mm-mm. You see? That's wavelength frequency. See? Wavelength frequency. That's where universe. That's where energy operates. That's energy operates in wavelength frequencies. That's pressure. See, wavelength frequency creates pressure. See, you see, wavelength frequency, the pressure. Push it. See? That's wavelength frequency. I'm trying to get you the essence of it, brothers and sisters. And that's 10 knocking fire come out. You can't handle it. You can't handle the wave. This is a different higher wave frequency he has. He's on. And that's why he says, stop tormenting me. Okay? And so his whole world right now is a higher wave frequency. Like I said, 1 ounce of high pressure will overwhelm 1 trillion pounds of low pressure. It's just that's the way it works. You throw a rock in the water, in the ocean moves away from the rock. The rock to move away from the ocean. See? If you just time it, right? You see the waves going outward, not inward. Because low pressure, high pressure overcomes low pressure. So right now, that's why I said a prophet, a messenger, but not an army, just high pressure. With scripture, high pressure. Pressure, high wavelength, high frequency. Because what he's talking, he comes with a message. That's frequency. When you're talking, that's wavelength. Frequency, wavelength, sonic waves. He comes with that one, and that's what takes and is greater than what they have, and it overcomes all obstacles. Like Prophet Muhammad, he overcame all obstacles, and he didn't even have the education. Couldn't read or write. But he had a book, and he talked on high frequency. What he talked. His talking is what took everything down. Higher, that's what it's all about. So what I'm talking right now, I'm issuing higher wave and higher frequency in the world. They can do what they want. It's in the world. They can't do Facebook. They can try to stop it. It don't work that way. Wasn't. We all be in trouble. It don't work that way. Every day I'm putting it out there. Constantly. Broadcasting. And it's affecting you. How about some great close out in a minute? Check something right quick. Oops. I'm saying. A second, boss. I gotta check something real quick. And okay, give me 3 minutes, Bill, since I got some point I have to take care of. Right back. 2 minutes. back one thing. Okay, but since I'm back here, goes out in a minute. I'm just trying to show you here. Let's tell you more detail about pressure, right? Now, let's go deeper into pressure when talking about, because that's, and talking about energy. Energy times discipline equals power, right? Power is pressure. Power is, but pressure takes forms of currents, which is current is a wave. Right? And so when you see waves coming on the beach, right? It's a wave, right? Coming along, that's a wavelength, and it's maybe the wave hitting every 5 seconds or whatever. So that's a frequency. You know, like if you go to Walmart, right? And you're saying 10 people come every minute, right? Well, that's the frequency. Right? And wavelength is 10. The frequency, I mean, if it's 10 people every hour, right? Then the wavelength is 10, and the frequency is an hour. Anyway, that's generally where it works. Your amplitude, right? Strong, but please move on. Anyways, the amplitude is how strong it is. So it can be the same wavelength and frequency, but it can be, it's like women and men, right? Except a man and woman has the same wavelength, same frequency, because the man, he by nature has a high amplitude. Same wave, same frequency. That's why they can match together. But they tell us in the wintertime, see, that's a disadvantage for a female. So they say she's less than a man. She's a degree less. That's only in winter. That was the winter idea. You understand? The ideas of winter is not the ideas of summer, the ideas of spring. So they're going to tell you, oh man, well, I'm dealing with the Quran. Well, the Quran, it was dealing for a winter situation. So you want to hold on to it, then hold on to the winter. See, when you look at it from that point of view, brother, you get your point. Say, well, he's telling you, I'm going to hold on to the winter. I want to hold on to the winter. I'll hold on to the Quran. I'll hold on to Elijah. Elijah didn't come, he wasn't a spring person. You know what, let me put it another way. Let me say it another way. His message was a transition message. Put that away. He's a spring person because he's original. But his message was a transition message. But not, between telling you about the spring. He couldn't bring it to the spring. He said, soon I had to bring it to the spring. Message of covenant. So his message is a spring message. But the angel, I said, it was written for the spring, written for the original people on a wavelength, a spring wavelength frequency. That's why people could not understand it. Because their wavelength frequency is the winter. They have no knowledge of the spring. I'm trying to put it all kinds of, but the point is, if you pay any attention at all, you see this stuff adds up. These people, when they say stuff doesn't make any sense, they add up. They say one thing, first of all, you can't worship Master Muhammad. They say God's a man. They don't doubt, no spirit spook. And then Farrakhan come and tell you, and I got him when he's saying it. Oh, no, you can't worship Master Muhammad because he's in his flesh. He prays. Well, who did he pray to then? He's just telling you, man, God's a man. He's not a spirit spook, and then telling you he's a matter spook. Because if he's not a man, then what is he? So he's telling me, Master, I'm going to speak to him, and then he takes one step further. He said, where are you? I got more tapes to say. I'm not going to do it today. I did yesterday, I believe, right? And then you go, he says, how you put it? He prayed. Said, who does he pray to? Well, he prayed to the originator, because you got to pray to one that originated this. The originator is 72 trillion years dead. So why would he pray to somebody 17 years? What's the point of that? See, it's just but see, that makes sense to them. This world makes sense to them. But now you see right now, see, the point is, they didn't have to lie for the last 40 years. Because what they were saying, everything was, what they were doing, everything was working. It wasn't any static. They didn't have to lie. See, in other words, what they were saying was what the way they thought, the way they saw things, and things where they saw things, that's the way things were. No, hey, them people there, man, they curse. They're like animals. That was us, because we were on a low wavelength. We was acting on a low wavelength. So that was right. You know what I'm saying? So what they were saying, but now the point I'm trying to make, right? Look all the lies that they're telling. That's static. That's static. Because right now, that means they lose control. The world's now making sense of them because there's another wavelength frequency greater than theirs. And so, and their lying is a reaction to the higher wavelength frequency. Because, you see, it takes for so-called Israel. So if they was doing, see, what we're doing right now is what America did. That was okay then. But now, the problem, I'm going to show you clearly what the problem is. Okay. If they thought they was doing right, why did God lie about it? Why are you telling the media, don't tell what the story is over there? It's covered up. Why are you trying to control the media? Because it's a higher frequency there. And now, with the higher, now they see it's something wrong because it's high, because the friction of, let me put it, okay. In the winter, if you're talking winter, I'll make it a simpler way. If you're talking winter, then everything everything you say makes sense. But when spring starts coming, that stuff don't make any sense anymore. And when it's not, you're not successful. The winter's not successful anymore. So you got to keep on denying the spring. You got to deny the spring because you don't, because the spring is your enemy. It's causing static. Because in your world, and you're trying to maintain your world. I think that's a little simpler. That's what it's doing. So the media and everybody's saying all this, they're trying to maintain this winter. They can't, because they wouldn't have to do that unless the winter was being challenged by the spring. Oh no, man! Don't pay attention. That it's warm, man. It's warm because of this, and you know, and they see spring people, and they're taking, and the spring people starting to rise up. Oh man, got to push them down. You see, because they're bringing in this, something's going to destroy us. We got to, you understand what I'm saying? Because all this is against their wavelength frequency. Got a high wavelength frequency on it right now that's static, and so we're becoming full of static now. It's not as clear as it was before. See, 100 years ago, it was clear. Oh, we was the devils, right? We was cursed, and democracy and capitalism and slave, all that stuff made sense. That's why he was doing it. But now it don't make any sense anymore. And now the false Israel doing exactly what America did. Took some of its land, genocide the people, but now it ain't working because you got high frequency wavelength, and now, it's static now. Oh man, something wrong with that. Yeah, but okay, would apply the same thing to America. America did the same thing. But false Israel doing the same thing how America got started. You understand, brothers and sisters? We'll make it clear for you. I'm trying to show you a different point of view. Way look at this mathematical way. That's what it's that. So what you see is all this static, the media and everything saying lies and just so, because they're trying to maintain this wavelength frequency, trying to maintain the winter. But the winter's in trouble. Because if the winter wasn't in trouble, they wouldn't have to be lying and all this stuff. Oh man, they're denying it and they're trying to convince you that the winter's still here. And the winter's not going anywhere. But the spring is getting stronger and stronger, it's getting hotter and hotter, and stuff is melting. It's harder and harder. The lies come greater and greater and greater. You see, right? You see, right? You see a film, and the man just blows a shot, shoots. You see it, right? No, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. You see it. The lies. You never seen lies. I mean, it's one thing to say tell a lie and there's no evidence, but when you say evidence with your eye, with your own eyes, and they say no, I don't believe it. That shows how great the static is. That shows how much trouble they're in. I don't know if I explained it clear enough, brothers and sisters. Trying to get you to see this. I'm not trying to get you to say anything, really. I'm getting information. But this information, so I'm trying to figure out a way to put this on a battery or somewhere, because this information you're going to need going to, because there's nobody's going there to give you that information. These clowns out there, Eric and all of them, first of all, they're not even going to get through, they're not even going to get that far. They're demons, they definitely ain't going to even get into the return home. See? So who's going to pass information on? Because I'm not going to be here. That's the information you're going to need to get through tribulation. If there was people, if you had leaders out there, they would have already done this. They've been doing this. The leaders. So we got to go to tribulation, man. Let's get this information so we're going to need a light. So let's see if we can duplicate this light. So we have a light that gets through tribulation. It's going to be very dark here. The light is going to be leaving. He's not going to stick around. But they ain't doing that, are they? So, I don't know. Maybe everybody be lost in tribulation. Says never know where I can count. I won't be here. I mean, I could. But then that'd be like me, right? Trying to carry everybody to the second floor, to the third floor. I won't be doing that. I open the door. You got to climb with yourself. I'm not going to pull you up there. Door open, I'm leaving. Then you could have left with me, but you was clean this world's life. Right? You didn't pay attention, whatever. So some left. The elect left. They left when I left. But you going to be here. Levi's going to be here. That's on them. They did that themselves. And I think I'm going to be here, go through that with you? No, I'm not. 35, what? Since 90? What's that, 36 years? It didn't move you. I already gave you 36 years. Sisters. This we're up against here. If you got an angel key, the Farrakhan wants to keep you on this in this situation. But sometimes some satanic Jews are okay. All that stuff. They took everything from us because we was on lower wavelength frequency. We submitted. Now, it's all ours. Okay? And they all operate on different wavelength frequencies. And then, we're like that little stone that you throw in the ocean, you got to move the whole damn ocean. Don't move it. But now, right now, we have the ability to be on the same wavelength frequency, but actually we have the ability to be above the way. That's why I want you to unite. They don't want you to have discipline. If you do right away, when you're disciplined, you're already automatically on a high wavelength frequency for them. That's why it says, no, nothing they can do to harm you. Once you come together on the Hajj, you get the discipline because you have enough energy now. You move to high wavelength frequency. That's the angel. Right? You don't need a whole angel. You just need 2 books. Then there's nothing they can do. Because you're high pressure than they are. You know how wavelength frequency they are. Wavelength frequency is just another form of pressure. Wavelength frequency is just another form of pressure. It's just quality pressure. Quality of pressure is a quality. Right? But pressure, if it's a current, it's waves. That's pressure. But see, you need an angel, that disciplined angel, to get you. And then you'll be here in the furnace, but it won't harm you. You'll be here in the furnace, but it won't harm you on your way out of the furnace. But demons, they're going to be in the furnace fighting, trying to cool the furnace down. Because they can't escape the furnace. They can't get to the third floor. Let's cool this, man. Let's cool a second. I know a flood is coming. The flood's going to take out the second floor. That's what we're up against, brothers and sisters. I'll take it all back. Again, just realizing how much core message separate. Separate how? Separate, right? We're independent, our own plan, our own place. But the other side of the separate is, right? Separate from this world's life. High wavelength frequency. Otherwise, doing this is not going to do any good. Because you're going to take that same bullshit home with you. So you might as well stay here. So you got a new way of thinking. You can't go there. We're not going to take you. Some of you manage to get out of here, but that's it. If you manage to get out of here, you get a tribulation. You manage, because it says some of you will cling to other ones with blandishment. I mean, hey, I'm with you, bro. You're going to do everything, but you ain't with it. You trying to survive, man. So you going to do whatever they tell you to do. But you ain't with it. But you see, hey, it's hot here, man, and I want to stay here, and I don't want to. I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'm going to stay with them. Right? So you had the power to go, but you know, hey, man, I'm going to stick with them, man. I'm not. You ain't on board with it, but you stick with them. And Daniel said, you blandishment means, yeah, bro, you pretend you with them, so you make it out. But what happened? But you're still on the way to the freaks this world. So therefore, you get there, everlasting shame and appallment. That's what it's telling you. You're going to still be, you're going to be a lower frequency, so you'll be oppressed. Don't think, oh, they're going to be oppressing us. It's not that way, brothers. You're just oppressed because our wavelength overcome. So just by us, we don't have to say nothing. You have to talk to you. We don't have to do anything to you. Just being around us is going to be oppressive to you because you ain't going to be able to keep up with us. It's going to be oppressive to you because you ain't going to like what we're doing. It's oppressive to you because you operate in a way. You still want to. You still operate on a lower wavelength frequency, and nobody's going to teach you to move to another high, move up. Once you get there, no. That's why I say everlasting, because you can. But you didn't. Okay? You can, you chose. So now everlasting shame and appallment. You'll be marked. So everybody know that if you manage to get out of here with the rest. If I was with him, you wouldn't get out of here because you're going to be faking it. I can recognize a fake in a minute. You better fool some of them. You better fool other brothers and sisters coming through the tribulation. But you won't fool. But see, when you get home, you won't be able to fool me. I'll fool you right away. That shame and appallment. That says separate the sheep from the goats. Oh, they look similar, right? Similar. Understand, brothers and sisters? And put all this meat. Now, these clowns out there for arrogant, they don't understand any of this stuff. Oh, man, you got to believe in Elijah. Okay, now, okay. What solution? What's the solution to our situation? Oh, come on, break it down to us. What's the solution? You said we're in a time of trouble. They don't have no idea. And they're going to suffer most grievous chastisement. It's all mathematics. They're going to crush them. Can't waste no time with them. What you mean crush? What you mean crush something? Man, that's terrible, isn't it? So why would you crush him? Why you mean evil? He'd be crushed. Back here, let me close out, brothers and sisters. Yeah. We have to give birth. When somebody get birth, it means it has been a womb. So we being birthed, that means America is our womb. We're in the womb of America. America's giving us birth. Okay? But the process, right? It's two different wavelengths, two different frequencies. It's so dramatic. There's a lot of bloodshed, a lot of pain. It's pain on the baby too, and the baby's living. What kind of pain is it on the baby? Pressure. He squeezed through there. He don't know it, he don't remember it. But yeah, you think he don't feel that pain, that squeezing? But the woman is hollering and screaming and blood. That's America. You understand? But she ain't gonna be happy when she delivered that baby. That is the case. There's a lot of pain on both sides. But for the baby, it's pressure pain, like the squeeze, it comes through it. The mother, man, is like screaming in pain. Anyway, let me move on. I'm not going into that today. And discipline, like lots, reciting, that's what the crime's for. See, crime was given to me, but yeah, that's another story altogether. See, the thing is, all these things, remember, when was the angel given? 2,000 years ago. Who was it given to? See, all these things put in place. So when the Son of Man comes in, those things was meant for him. So one was 2,000 years ago, one 1,500 years ago. They all had a reason, right? All for his purpose, to do his job. I don't know if you understand that or not, brothers and sisters. The angel was 2,000 years ago. It was for him. All it's been prepared in advance. And the Quran, we need that to recite. You see? How about fasting? That's why Muhammad. I didn't live. I didn't get that. I didn't pull out my behind. All that stuff was meant for one person to do his job. Those are the tools. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. I tell you, once your eyes open, brothers and sisters, you're gonna see all the beauty, all the planning, all the going on. But you can't see if you can see what I see. That's all stuff comes together. It's that way. Just like Prophet Muhammad, he got that Quran directly. I said, well, how are you going to? The angel is what he needed to get this information out. But that was 2,000 years ago out there. Why prepare 2,000 years to be fair? And so-called Daniel also, same thing. Because all this was prepared, put in place. So when he shows up, all the tools he'll need to get the job done. You didn't know about slots, I told you. Even the students they don't understand. They think it's regular prayer. Those, if you just apply it, once you start applying it, you recognize the difference. And you know about that. I didn't tell you about it either. These clowns out here, they sure not telling you about it. It shows you some of the things that they protect you from. You know about demons either. Hajj is what forces the demons out, exposes the demons. With Hajj, you have to be on the same wave, same frequency. They can't get on your wavelength frequency. So right, they'll be exposed right away. But soon as you get, said those sitting dark in the great light, as soon as you start operating on angel frequency, they come exposed. Because you move to a higher level immediately. Start moving to a higher level of them. And they can't keep up with it. They're exposed right away. They come together, seeing the great army. See, right now, we're confused together. See, they're a hidden enemy. Because chaff and wheat are together. See? The only way they could be together had been on the same wavelength frequency. That's why Elijah couldn't separate them. Soon comes got them on high wavelength frequency right away. There's a conflict between the two. It's two different frequencies, wavelengths. Automatic right away. Becomes greater. It's separated. They can't see. See, now you see. Farrakhan, see, he had a great thing going for a while, man. He was really a camouflage, wasn't he? Million. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, he's the man. He's original. Until you get a taste of Injil, you see right away. You're going to see him right away. Because as soon as that happens, as soon as Master Muhammad makes his move, they're going to say they're going to cast down immediately. But they didn't see him. Once they're high wave on the street, oh. We'll see it in a few more days, but maybe a few more hours. But you're going to see it soon because right now, everything is in place. The only thing that can happen right now is they got to go to war, or Trump says, okay, let's go home, send ships back. It's got to be one or the other. Those ships and everything and plane can't stay there. And they can't stay in that state of war, because they're in a state of war right now. They can't stay there forever. So it's got one or two things have to happen soon. Those planes and trains and planes and boats and ships and aircraft, they can't stay there indefinitely. Even people tell you that they have to. So they have to break off like an inflection point. At the ball or cool down. That tells you, if you understand physics, mathematics, you understand this has happened almost like yesterday. That's one way or the other. So if I'm right or I'm wrong, so either it's going to blow up or it's going to settle down. And not much from now either. It's getting hotter every day because they put more and more force over there. That means it's getting hotter. It may explode any minute now. It's got to go one way or the other. So if it turns around and cools down, they go home and they make a deal. They'll make a deal that's going to happen. They ain't going to make no deal. He said it's going to be one way or the other. See, but if you listen to what they're saying, they tell you themselves. He says one way or the other. We're going to either fight, we're going to blow up, or we're going to settle down. Let me tell you they're going to fight. And Iran said, we ain't making no deal. So there it is. Explosion any time now. If Trump is moving more forcefully, so it's got to be one or the other. And we know once it happens, we know how it's going to turn out. And there going to be no years. Once it come out like a whirlwind. And they even said it. I mean, that's what Scripture, I've been telling you for years, and that's what Scripture says. It says, they're going to come out, come out like a whirlwind. That's what Iran said. We're going to come at you like a whirlwind. With everything. And that's what Scripture said they're going to do. I mean, it makes so clear. But again, if you're on the same wave from Frank, Farrakhan's on there, hey man, shit is honey. Right? Because on that wave, that shit is honey. They got to hear so far up his ass, and he's feeding them all that shit. He says, honey, it must be honey. He says, honey. That's why it says you can't tell one freaks from another. You can't tell your left from the right. That's what it's telling you. It's telling you. I tell you, the scriptures tell you everything. You can't determine, you can't, because you're in the same, both of you on the same frequency. One reason you can't tell one another because they're on the same. They look the same. So you're on the same frequency as both on the same frequency. See how you see it? Put this together. If you can't tell the left from the right, that means because they look exactly the same. That means you're on the same, both on the same frequency. So that's why I told Jonah, you can't do anything right now. They're both the same frequency. Because if you do it right now, you're going to take both of them down. They're on the same frequency wavelength. I say, if you hit one, you may hurt the other. That's what I told him. So Elijah know. But if you try to do it, you may hurt the original, because they're on the same frequency. So Master Muhammad, what are you going to do? We're getting that energy wave. It's just an energy burst, we're getting that. But now you got to turn the discipline on. But what's going to cause you to do that? Because this wave with frequency is going to get real hot. I said, man, and you can move on, and they can't. And then, oh man, I don't like this wavelength frequency anymore. I don't know what to do. Then somebody tell you, hey, no, you can move on to the second, third floor. I can move to a high wavelength frequency. Yeah. But they can't. You understand that, brother? Says hopefully, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, bro. Since I'm gonna just leave it there. I pretty much covered most of this. I'm gonna leave it there, bro. Assalamu alaikum.